Hi guys. It's been a while since I did anything more than like a 1 minute video or reel. And given everything that's going on in our world, I feel like I need to talk to you a little bit longer today. There's some really big things going on. And if you haven't noticed, the powers that run our world have been slowly desensitizing us to violence, to all sorts of negative things. And we've lost the joy and the reverence that is our birthright, that's in nature. And religion hasn't done us any favors either because it has done so much negative stuff over the years that a lot of us lost faith in the institutions. There's been so much corruption, and a lot more is going to come to light in the next little while. So it's a time where you're going to need to slow down and take time. Let's get back to the religion thing for a while. I have no issue with anybody that practices any religion. But we need to recognize that we have within us the power of the universe. We are all fractals of the divine. And religion steals some of that from us by teaching us dogma and doctrines that have very little to do with um, anything we can prove is real. And a lot of times it just creates division. Um, and we lose the simple awe and reverence that's in nature, that's in kindness, that's in love, the awe at a baby being born. We are incredible, beautiful beings. And we have a lot of healing work to do now, though, because with everything that's going on, if we want to change this world, and it is up to us to change it, there will be no politician step up. No, not at the highest level. In Canada, for example, we saw Carney in April of 2025, our prime minister saying that our biggest threat was China. And then the other day, he's kissing the Chinese president's hand and honoring him and saying that we are partners in this new world order. Um, there is a massive agenda to bring in a digital ID, which at first they'll make it all about safety. They'll probably pull some economic problem that they do. They create problems and they give us solutions and they come in with the solutions. So it could be something like all of a sudden the banks are gone and our pension money is gone or something like that. And they'll say, but we can fix this. We'll have a universal basic income for everyone. And you just have to take this digital ID on your phone and it won't sound too bad at first. It'll tie you into bank accounts, being able to get in, passport, everything. But then the systems that run the world have your data on everything. And it's not like they can get your healthcare records. It will have cell phones, passport, pension, employment insurance, absolutely everything, entrance for stores, everything we need to survive. And if you do something they don't like you don't get that extra thing, they say, go get another one or get your children, they can come and take your children away. They can cut off your money supply. This is where it's going to create a technological digital system that is far more um, serious than any of the totalitarian systems we've seen. We have to say no. We can't go along with this. They're not even asking us. They're bringing it in. Any kid that's in university now has had it since 2025. I quit university because of it. And if we don't go along with it, we're going to need to connect in communities and help each other and do what it takes to make sure nobody goes hungry and people don't die alone. We've probably seen a lot of illness coming. We know what that's related to now, most of us. And the problem is that they will probably create another thing like they created that problem that we had. We have to be careful what we say. That's why I'm not, sharing everything, but you can pick up the sense of what I'm talking about. Um, this is super important. You've noticed a lot of people fighting about this party or that party. There is no left or right. They're all one party, creating a big puppet play on the screens so that you will go on one side or the other and fight your neighbor and not see the big picture of what's going on. And at this time, we really have to see the big picture. The term conspiracy theorist was coined during the JFK, after his assassination, to stop people from looking into it too much. And then, of course, we saw that used again and again and again since then, especially during COVID times, right? What does that say? Like sometimes people will say something and say, well, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but what does that do? That divides again. Let's just do away with that term. It's basically most of them have come true, so why do we even use it anymore? We have to stay aware. We have to really look out for our kids. We don't want to leave a digital prison for them. So what do we do in the meantime? We have to sit and learn how to transmute and purify some difficult feelings. I can help you with that going forward. You can PM me for extra material on somatic healing and other techniques. But even just sitting 5 minutes in a chair in silence and just watching your body, doing nothing, no mantras, no special techniques, just stopping and being really aware of your body. And eventually you'll be able to put a bit more time in and it will become a beautiful practice. And the reason I suggest this so much is for several reasons, but the first one is so that we can transmute the anxiety and fear that's going to be coming up. They want us afraid. They actually sound going to sound a little weird, but they feed off our fear and they control us through our fear. So we have to learn how to just breathe, how to feel it, how to transmute it. They also, it's mostly about control. And they will be bringing some new story in before long and try to get us to fight. And you need to realize none of the leaders are out for our best interest. We need to help each other. We need to love each other. We need to say no. We need to stand together. It's never been more important. There is a political psychopathy going on that we see where they just don't care. There's no conscience. But the problem is they're spreading it onto us. The more violence you watch, the less sensitized you're going to be, the less conscience you're going to have. We have to come back to the values of love, of tolerance, of patience, of peace loving. We have to volunteer, do service, do other things, help out. But first of all, we have to heal ourselves so that we're like a beautiful flute that can channel love from the universe to make a difference on the planet. We all are these beautiful beings of light, and we can all make a big difference. But we have to stop and we have to feel. We have to be aware of where this psychopathy is training us, programming us to be like it. We need to return to the full emotions of what it's like to be human, the sadness, the grief, all of it. And there's a lot of that going on right now. And it's not easy. It's not easy. We weren't taught how to feel. We weren't held when we were hurting and told, it's okay, sweetheart. I got you. You can get by. Just breathe. I got you. There wasn't, our parents weren't taught. We were often raised with guilt and shame. And in order to be able to step into our full, authentic selves so that we no longer need to censor ourselves at all, we cannot be self-censoring. They're trying to bring in all these rules on censorship right now, everywhere. In the UK, there's 30 people a day that are arrested for saying something that the government doesn't like. Um, these kind of things, were we asked for any of this? And then basically they will take more and more control with the digital ID for their Plan 2030, which is to have us all in smart cities, lose our properties, lose everything that we have, and be stuck in a small, tiny little room, eating their food, which is full of poisons, getting everything that they want. And it would be horrible. There's some really cool things going on, like spend some time in nature. Don't give up the faith. There is an incredible loving force, a beautiful, loving spiritual force. You're a spiritual being and you can tap into that. But a lot of the things they've been doing of late have been to cut off the God gene or our ability to commune with the divine. um, there's a massive transhuman movement going on, right? They want us to be more robotic. So we'll just obey. But dissent is a beautiful thing. When tyranny becomes the status quo, dissent is a gift to the future. Dissent is beautiful. Dissent is our authentic power just bursting through to make the world better. And we can. But in order to avoid this kind of psychopathy and this lack of emotions and that they would like for us, we have to turn off the screens, watch very little, put some beautiful food in, get rid of the substances. They're not helping anyone. It was interesting how during COVID times, all the weed stores were open and the liquor stores, but the gyms were closed and the beaches and all these healthy options. What does that say? A lot of our vitamins were cut and different medicines that are very low risk that have been used forever for the kind of things that we were exposed to at that time were cut off. Guys, this is not good. So we live in incredible times. The frequency on the planet is going up. Now a lot of things I say may sound a little woo-woo to you, but just stay open. Throw away whatever you want. If it doesn't resonate, toss it. But the frequency is going up, and there will be some that will go more a transhuman path, and some that will go more a more spiritual, higher elevated path of more purity, more alignment to nature, not religious, alignment to nature, doing the right thing, cleaning up the earth. Not the green agenda they have around climate change, which actually our big problems are soil, water, and air pollution. Climate change has been a catch-all phrase to try to get us to do everything they want us to do. We're not at serious risk right now with climate change, but we have a serious risk with pollution, and we have a serious risk with what's going on in our world that our government wants to do and whatnot. I can't say any more. I don't want to create problems for myself. Um, but you can always reach out to me And those of you who know, I have a kinesiology background, so I'm very skilled in knowing about health and fitness. I've also studied a lot of somatic healing, which is a type of therapy or work that helps purge emotional trauma from your body. Could be old grief, it could be childhood trauma. We've all got it. And what our ancestors didn't clear gets passed down to us. So sometimes we end up being alcoholic or whatever because we had a grandfather that died still drinking and wreaking havoc, and it's passed on into our generations to heal. We have a lot of healing work to do, but we're worth it. It's a beautiful planet, and it's not too late to turn this thing around. So thank you for listening. It's a little longer, this one. Turn off the screens, watch for the programming. Netflix is full of it. They don't want you, um, they want, they program us with all sorts of things, like on Netflix not long ago, they had this sweet movie about the MAID process. But now we have a real problem in Canada with MAID and organ harvesting and all sorts of things. They're trying to bring something through now so children can opt for MAID without a parent's signature. Yeah, it's Canada. They just have to get somebody to say that's a mature child and that's okay, just like mature children are allowed to go and have sex change surgeries, which don't work, by the way, in the long run. There's tons of data on that now. It's just a way to divide again. They just want us fighting. We just got to love everybody. It doesn't matter if they're white, black, trans, whatever. These are all things that they're trying to do to make us divided. We have to love everyone. And first of all, start with ourselves. Do our healing work. Stop and sit in silence. Pray. Act as if there's some higher power. It's within you as well. Sit in silence, and over time, you'll feel it within. You don't have to go to a religion or church to feel that. It's there. It's beautiful. Look for the reverence. Don't lose it. Don't let these times lose it. Get out in nature. Get away from the screens. Let yourself get lots of sleep. Get your exercise. Eat well. And take care of your kids. Don't put them on screens. Get rid of cable vision and all those channels. Let them play. Let them play. When I was a kid, we just run out and play all day, get called in for dinner. It was so great. It was so great. We learned all the social skills and all the lessons we'd ever need. We really need an overhaul in all our systems, the education system especially. That's at the heart of a lot of what's going on. But it's also the medical system, all the corporations, big pharma. It's greed, it's money, but you know what? What we need more than anything is love. Love, care, kindness. Look for beauty, look for reverence, and you'll find it. That's all I'm going to say for today. Um, Aldous Huxley wrote a great book. Aldous Huxley wrote Brave New World, and it's kind of like what's going on now, where the government in the book just encourages all this soma, which is like a drug. So people are out of it. And then it discourages marriage or coupling up and encourages just sleep around. Don't stay with anyone, the more the merrier kind of thing. And people got super lost in that book. It was a warning. It was a warning written a long time ago, and all the great Orwell books that were warnings as well. Well, those times are now. And we're the generation that needs to turn this around. And we do that by a return to nature. We do that by a return to love. We do that by a return to silence. So thank you for listening. I am so grateful that you guys are in my world. And I wish you the very best this year. It's not going to be an easy year. There's going to be a lot coming down, but keep your eyes open because there is a lot of beauty in our world. And we can be a part of that. We can bring a lot more beauty. Okay. I love you. Take care.